This video is about the nth term of a sequence, and it's a topic that lots of students struggle with, but not really because they're bad at the topic, but because the topic is taught in quite a strange way. Because the letter N doesn't stand for number, which a lot of students think it does. Because they think N stands for number, when they're asked to find the nth term of a sequence like the one shown, 5, 10, 15, 20, lots of students will say that the nth term of that sequence is n plus 5, because they think the rule is the previous term, the previous number, plus 5. But the n in nth term weirdly stands for position. In my view, we ought to call it the pth term of a sequence, or better still, there is a term that is used for this thing, which is the position to term rule. That's a much better name for the nth term, the position to term rule, or if we have to use just a single letter, let's call it the pth term. So the answer that the student has given to this question, or that I've written down in this case, but lots of students write that answer, is the term to term rule. I'll write that down as well. The term to term rule means how do you get from one term in a sequence to the next term. The terms in a sequence are just the numbers in a sequence. So the term to term rule for this sequence is that you just add 5 to the previous term. There's no need to write n plus 5. If you're asked to write down the term to term rule, that is just add 5. But the position to term rule, or the nth term of the sequence, is what you do not to get from one term to the next term, but to get from a position to the term that's in that position. The positions are always, for any sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So let's call this top row P for position, which makes a bit more sense. What we're looking for here is a rule for getting from any position to the number in that position. If you look at the first column, position 1, the number is 5. So you might say the rule is add 4. But the trouble is that only works for position 1. If you add 4 to 2, you don't get 10. If you add 4 to 3, you don't get 15, and so on. We need a rule that works for every position in this sequence. And the rule is you multiply the position by 5. So in algebra, rather than writing 5 times the position, we can just write 5 next to a p, like that. And that is the position to term rule for this sequence. The position to term rule is 5p. If you get a question that asks you for the nth term then, rather than the pth term, then all you have to do is change your p to an n. So the nth term of this sequence would be 5n. If you want more free content like this, available online whenever you need it, then subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications, like this video, and share it with other people who might find it useful.